It's the Craggy Rugby Podcast. It's the final round of the Champions Cup. Pat Lam is back in town along with Kieran Marmie and Danny. It's a bit cold, not as cold as it has been. The wind is blowing, but should be a good game. Connacht need 5 points. Are they going to get them?
I think they will. It's bitterly cold. It's, again, a nice breeze. No rain for the moment, but yeah, look, it's gearing up for a really good game. Two teams that want to play a bit of rugby, two teams that need to play a bit of rugby, really.
Yeah, because if Connacht have to win and get 5 points tonight, they have any sort of point. But if we do that, then Bristol are out as well. They get no European rugby, so it really is a shootout. We're in the Clan stand, which has been sort of marked off a little bit because there's a whole lot of VIPs here because we're in the Dexcom Stadium. And I believe there's a certain Taoiseach going to arrive tonight, and they've marked it off. My spot, I've been standing here for 25 years, and they marked it off. I can't believe it. Anyway, we sort of moved it a little bit and got into our spot. But hopefully we'll give them an experience that they'll appreciate what Connacht fans are all about.
Tyke McElroy, performed well in Leon, has got the chance to go again. Throws it straight to Niall Murray. Not much of a contest there. Ball popped immediately to the back line and crashed up with Bundyaki. 10 metre line. Bristol half of the field, Connacht on the front foot. David Hookshaw delays the pass and gets it back and goes with another offload. And Connacht are chasing in with Andrew Smith. And one more pass by Shane Bolton. And that's about as good a try as you're going to see. Wonderful stuff for Connacht. Sustained pressure for Connacht after Bristol turned over the ball on their own line out. Connacht went through 5-6 phasers and Jack Ainger got in under the post. They lead by 12 points to nil.
Okay, Danny, it's 21 minutes gone. Connacht are leading 12-0. Bristol are down to 13 at the moment because they've had a red card and now a yellow card. And the big cheer is because Finn is back on the bench, back after being stood on by their number 4. So it's all happening.
Yeah, it's been a mad 20 minutes. Both teams going at each other, but Bristol on the wrong side of the ref completely. 7 penalties to 1, and Connacht just controlling this game now. They know what they need to do with the job-wise, and they're throwing the ball around, and they look good.
Yeah, they're playing great rugby. Great tries from Jack Ainger, his 6th try off the bench. All 6 tries he scored for Connacht off the bench. And Shane Bolton with an absolute cracker with a great backs move. And we'll talk again at half time.
A penalty to Connacht and a free play. Blake goes for the try. Blake scores the try. 33 minutes on the clock and Connacht have a 3rd try.
Okay, Danny, it's half time. Connacht leads 17 points to 3. It's kind of hard work for them, but they will have a big win with them in the second half.
Yeah, and to be honest, Connacht have tried to run everything. They really don't look like they're trying to kick.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty much the same thing again in the second half because they're winning the contacts.
They are, but they need to get possession in our territory. They're playing a lot of possession, but they're playing against a big, strong wind. So
you couldn't kick, but
yeah.
I guess the thing would be is that it's tiring out Bristol. I don't know how many times they've been caught offside or men on the wrong side of the ball. It's that causes dog legs. It's causing them a lot of problems. It's just a case of, I guess, as you say, playing in the right areas. Maybe they get that extra try.
Yeah, I suppose the only downer on that half is that although Finlay did come back, which is great, JJ's gone off. It looked like a bad either ankle or knee injury.
It looked like a clash of knees, but I'd have to see it again. Look, they've got into our 22 5 times. They've scored 1 penalty. Our defence in our 22 has been very, very strong.
Oh, Hawkshaw's tackle near the end there was incredible.
His double tackle.
Double tackle.
Superb. Just the work rate in defence is superb.
Yeah.
I felt, I didn't hear any of my thoughts on last week, but I felt like our defence last week they were working hard for each other. It just got caught out every now and then.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem to be happening this week.
I think we have slightly better quality players on the field, it has to be said, and that's what the difference is. I think the systems are really good. Just having slightly better players on the field is making a difference. So,
Smith is having his best game.
Yes, Andrew Smith's having a cracker. I think he's won 3 turnovers so far and gave a beautiful offload for the first try of the match. So we'll talk again on 60 minutes, but hopefully the news that Connacht have a bonus point and are keeping Bristol scoreless, which they should do considering they're playing against 14 men. Or tryless indeed.
Connacht are driving forward, it pops up, they can't do anything but just play it. Cardi comes out, Aki's the decoy, the scoop pass out to the wing, and Andrew Smith's going to score this time. No one's taking that one away from him. Connacht have the bonus point wrapped up just 5 minutes into the second half.
Okay, Danny, it's actually 66 minutes now. We almost forgot 60 minutes. Glad you remembered it. Connacht have the bonus point. It's 24-3. It has started to rain. Connacht have gone off the boil, and it's been all Bristol for the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, Connacht giving away a couple of silly penalties, and Bristol have gotten their second win. A few subs have come on, made a massive difference for them.
HIA.
Line out happening as a player has been asked to come off for HIA. So.
And who? Budget back to
Okay. We'll have to go again.
Budget back to clear, no?
Okay, folks, we'll talk to you again at full time. Okay, Danny, full time. Connacht 27, Bristol 10, not 8 sloppy, 10. You get an automatic 7 points for a penalty try at the end of the game. But pretty dour last 20-25 minutes of the game, really. Not much for Connacht to do because they had the bonus point and they weren't able to do anything else against 14 men and got on the wrong side of the referee.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I kind of feel a bit annoyed. Like, I had them under the pump, you know, kind of got a drum it in the last 3 games. We had a chance to do that to Bristol and we didn't do it.
Yeah.
That annoys the crap out of me now. Just, like, we had the chance of doing something like that. Look, we won, we did everything that we needed to, but it's just a case of not having that ruthless edge.
Yeah, it's something that's maybe we learn. Look, we came out to do something right and we've done it.
No, it's brilliant. Sorry, it's just...
Admittedly against 14 men for the most of the game, but it was a valid yellow, a red card. Possibly not, I don't know. Kicking someone in the head. He might have been able to avoid it, I don't know.
I think he was getting kicked in the head himself by his own player at the same time. So I think it's a reactionary thing, but it's a red card. You don't put your foot down on someone's head. Simple as.
Yeah, exactly. He knew the player was there, so, you know, these guys are professionals. They know what they're at. But it sort of spoiled the game as a competition from one point of view because it was only a matter of time for Connacht, which they did, and they did it very efficiently because I think they had to try on 50 minutes. But that last half an hour was a bit and it did start to rain, which didn't help.
No, it didn't, but Connacht, the change of ref at half time didn't help Connacht. We certainly did not get on with that ref in the second half.
So what was the penalty count in the second half?
In the first half it was four penalties to 8. In the second half, 9 to 6.
Yeah.
You know, it fairly evened out in the second half, and that's including the penalty try at the end there.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've got the win. We've got the bonus point. We're in at least the last 16 of the Challenge Cup. Depends on what happens with Saracens and Leon, but I can't see that going the way we want it. We'll be playing the team between 5th and 9th. By the time people hear this, we probably know who Connacht are going to be playing. So what we'll do is we'll stop here now before the teams come in and go straight to the post-match press conference.
Connacht have got the job done this evening.
They have and done a good job.
Played well, didn't they?
They did. I mean, it's we knew that you got to be at your best when you come here, and we stressed that. The boys knew that. Hard place to win, but make it even harder if you don't play your best. And we coughed up way too much ball. We had opportunity to get in, turn that one over right across the board. So we Connacht put us under pressure. So huge congratulations to Connacht.
They kept the pressure on you. I'm just interested. They didn't seem to make use of it seemed a very strong wind, but was it actually a harder wind to play with and play against?
Yeah, it's not the normal one. Normally it comes down to this side, but it's coming southerly and it's going this way. But again, when you're making use of the wind, it's taking your opportunities. And we couldn't string phases together because right across the ball we're turning ball, we're giving away penalties. We had a breakout, got down here, went down here, scored. And at 17-3, even at half time, we talked about we've got to get back into this. Start off, kick off, go, turn over. And then we spent the meeting. We were on 14 men of ourselves, 13. And then they scored 24-3, which is, and then now we're chasing it. We just weren't at our best, simple as that. And a lot of credit goes to Connacht for that.
Were you surprised by anything Connacht did? Were you?
No, I think I was just more disappointed the way that we're all disappointed. And, you give Connacht opportunities, you don't take your opportunities at the sports ground. you'll pay the price. So I probably know that more than anyone.
And Connacht, I suppose some of the mistakes were coming from Connacht pressure. The defence line was pretty high and pretty hard from Connacht.
Yeah, no, it was very good. The boys were up for it, and we knew they would be. There was a lot to play for, going into the wind, they wanted to chose to go under, which I knew they'll play a lot. So I think we were down to about 30-40% possession. They were keeping the ball, but when we got the ball, every opportunity we had, we coughed ball up. So again, it's a good night for the West of Ireland.
And the red card was
key. I understand why, but it was complete accident. I just saw Finley after the game, and thankfully he's all good. And as he said, he probably lost his modelling career now. They've got their scar down their face. But it was 100% an accident, and I'm just glad Finley's good.
But it must have knocked you off your stride a bit. It's tough when it happens at that stage. It makes it hard.
Well, it does, but that's still what it means is that you've got to be even more accurate, and we weren't, and we came off second best well and truly today.
The final question for me: did you know much about Andrew Smith before it started? He's come from sevens here. I mean, that was some performance.
Yeah, I mean, I keep an eye on Connacht. Obviously, follow it all the time. So yeah, I saw. Where a lot of people maybe in other places don't know, I know all those boys coming through because I'm a big fan, and we knew how good he was, and other players. Even I thought Ken Prendergast was very good tonight too. Very unlucky. I said to him, just keep going because that's all he can do. Like, he's unlucky not to be in that squad, but there's some. There's only about 7, I think, left from when I was here. But there's a lot of good talent, and even Joe Joyce.
Yes, yeah.
Well, Joe Joyce was telling me that he was just shocked because he wouldn't have known a lot of the guys, and a lot of people don't. I knew that when I coached there. That a lot of people on the other island don't realise how much good talent is there, and the place is in good stead. And as I said, it's exciting. Like even the first time I seen the pitch and the lights and the sound system, someone's on that sound system having a good time, but I think the best thing about it is what's coming. The stadium. It's exciting. It's good to see.
It's going to get to a different level. Pat, good to talk to you. Hope we see you either in Bristol maybe next season or over here again.
Yeah.
Be an interesting draw if it happens.
Yeah, all good.
Pete, congratulations. That was a bit of an epic for 45 minutes. Got a bit harder then, but Connacht played really well. Good defensive effort and 4 nice tries.
Yeah, I think it was probably one of the more complete performances we've had certainly this season. I think it wasn't perfect, particularly that third quarter. We lost our way a little bit between really going for it and I suppose trying to put try on try, or actually just I suppose settle the game a bit and use the wind at our backs. But I thought we dug our way out of that, which was really pleasing. And although we spent a fair bit of time in that final quarter and our half, the defence was robust and it was robust at the front end, and you saw guys putting their bodies on the line with sort of last-ditch tackles at the back end as well. So really proud of the effort, and I thought it was a good way to finish the pool stages, at least, of this campaign with what's come before it.
Considering the fact that you were playing into the wind in the first half, were you surprised maybe that you ran in 3 tries, that maybe looked something more that we do in the second half? But
yeah, look, I think we'd always planned if we won the toss that we were going to play into the wind, and there were a few things that went into that. I think, firstly, for us, we're quite comfy doing it, and it almost takes away that decision making and in terms of how you balance the game, and lads are just empowered to really go for it. And I think it gets our forwards working off the ball, it gets our backs excited about the opportunities we might be able to create with sort of multi-phase attack. So it does suit us anyway. We felt, looking at Bristol's season so far, I think, they've got a tremendously strong team in terms of the threats across it. But certainly for them, results or performances have dropped off a little bit at the end of games as well. So we had an awareness around that. So, we're pleased to be playing into it. I still think 3 tries was a really good return, and it probably gave us that ability to keep clear heads in terms of how we manage that second half and see it home from there.
Still alive in Europe now in the Challenge Cup, so you'll know on Sunday evening who you're playing. It's a long way away in April, but it's good to be involved in 2 tournaments.
It is, and I think we have to, as a team, as a club, we're ambitious, and we have to always strive for that. Be watching the Saracens game as well, because obviously if they don't get anything out of that game, again, it has an impact on the pool. So I'm pleased we're still in Europe. I think, although we had 3 losses to start the European campaign this year, we were able to build each time, and we learnt something from it. And some of the time we learnt just to take our medicine, because we're poor against Bordeaux. I think against Saracens we learnt a lot about our game management, and against Lyon we learnt a lot about the consistency in terms of what you need to be competing at Champions Cup level. So I just think across the board that was a really important, each one was an important stepping stone, although a bit painful at times, an important stepping stone to the performance tonight and keeping us in European competition.
David Hawkshaw came in, he had a very good game defensively and in attack. It's very competitive currently in this squad for spaces. There are people waiting in the wings, and they don't get the chances maybe as often as they want, and you had 14 players missing or unavailable. So that must be a good place to be when you're now going into this break.
It is. It's really important for us, as you said. 14 or so missing, and a large number of those are in the back three, and you probably don't want to get picked at fullback for us at the minute, because you don't tend to get another go for a while. So we've had to be a bit creative with that. JJ's obviously played there, and other guys have sort of pinch hit for us. It was brilliant to have Tiernan back tonight. And he did a super job, I suppose, to get back ahead of schedule, because originally, in terms of his injury, he wasn't expected to be here. So to get almost 60 minutes out of him was massive. Dave Hawkshaw, as you said, again, someone who's taken his opportunity in terms of other guys not being available. But we love Hawkie to bits. I think he's a player who's so wholehearted in everything he does. His carry, certainly his defensive work, and you saw that with 2 of those try-saving efforts chasing back, his kick chase. He's a real energiser for us. But I think as well, probably opposition teams underestimate him a little bit. He's got terrific feet in close contact, which defensively that gets him through the space. Attacking-wise, it gets him little soft shoulders. So, what he's done in this first half of the season has proven to us he can play 13 as much as he can play 12, and that makes him really valuable in terms of the depth in the squad, but also offering us value in that match day 23 as well.
New stadium name tonight. Did Willie pull you to one side and say, I need a result tonight, and we need to start this on an absolute positive? And I'm holding you responsible, and the team you select. Yeah,
it was. Look, we were all made really aware of how important today was. I think, in terms of the announcement and the excitement around that, in terms of, we talk about fresh chapters at the club, but again, this is another really important building block in that. We knew we'd have a terrific crowd here supporting us, and for the occasion it was, I think it was appropriate we not just capped it with a win, but with a really sound performance as well. So Willie was pretty happy.
Going off on holidays now, do you get a bit of sunshine and then back to the grind?
Yeah, we'll give the guys a week off, players and staff, and 13 games in a row. It's well deserved, and I think really important as well, because if we look at what lies in store for us in the second half of the season, obviously, URC, we've got some really important games and momentum to really build upon there, I think, and to have European competition bubbling away as well, it's really exciting. So it's important the boys recharge, important the coaches recharge, but I think already there's a lot of excitement about what's coming in the second half of the year.
Andrew, congratulations, man of the match performance. I'm very pleased to say that I said at half-time on radio that you were going to win the man of the match, because I thought you were having a good first half. Tell us about these jackals at the breakdown and stuff. It's you don't expect wingers to be popping into that sort of physicality.
It's something I kind of always found a bit of a point of difference from. I put a good bit of time into it. Just happy to kind of see a few results of all the that kind of hard work that you put into it.
One try, beautifully taken. One try that might have been a try. It took a lot of decision making. I'm not entirely sure they got it right. I can say that maybe, but that put the icing on the cake, didn't it?
It just shows kind of the quality of our attack, I suppose. We had three scrum strikes and almost 3 try scoring opportunities out of all of them. So I think it just shows the hard work that we put in on the training field, and to get those opportunities is really good. So delighted with it.
When you get that close to the line and you've got the touch line, you've got the corner flag, you've got the try line, is that just instinct that you go, I do this, or are you actually thinking it through, like frame by frame, because you're operating in very short space with players coming at you from all sides?
Again, I think it's something you kind of have to think about as wingers. You put a bit of time into it as well. I don't think it just happens. I suppose it is a bit of instinct as well. But yeah, it's definitely something that I've worked on previously, and then it just kind of becomes part of your game. So yeah.
And how are you enjoying it here?
Yeah, loving it so far. Yeah.
And really tonight you've seen this ground when it's packed and hopping, and there's more to come.
Kind of just tops it off. It's been a long block, and to finish it off with a massive win, just it's really, really pleasing. So delighted to be part of the squad, and it's been really, really enjoyable so far.
We're standing outside the clan stand now.
Yeah, you too. I am, sort of.
And we're getting abuse now. We're standing outside the clan stand.
No,
it's too windy. It's too windy in the clan stand. Because it's all the VIPs upstairs, we can't do it in the normal location. We would do our post-match broadcast. Linley and Danny are finishing off a report up there. Not sure what William is doing, but I've got Dave Finn here. That was a tough night there for you, making sure you didn't mention the sports ground at all.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. What is this sports ground? No, I was bricking it. I'm not going to lie. I was convinced at some point I would say something really stupid. I had loads of things going on in my head. I had a pool. There was a clan pool on how many times I would say the word sports ground. I'm delighted to say I didn't say it. I said it 0 times, and James Heaps said it once. So I bet the spread, to put it mildly.
We're standing in the rain outside because it's too windy in the clan stand, the way the clan is going. I need to keep some sort of control of this mic. I didn't get to listen to the commentary, so you're happy with that, I take it?
Yeah, very happy. Good performance. I thought they'd do it, and they put a lot of pressure on Bristol, and Bristol didn't handle it, as Pat Lam said. They couldn't cope with the pressure, and their heads dropped a little bit, and Connacht kept going. A little bit frustrated, maybe. It got a bit scrappy after 45 minutes when they got the fourth try. A little bit of our game management got a little bit out of hand, but they got it done. They just kept working at it. And I just had a quick word with the Taoiseach there, who said that he thoroughly enjoyed his first visit to Clan Terrace. And he did well. He landed in Dublin around 5 o'clock, and he was here at 7:30.
Yes, I assumed there was a helicopter involved there. I hope he wasn't in the car.
He was in the car.
Okay, we'll bring in Linley. Linley, we're not going to last long here because it's raining and it's cold and it's wet. We can't go in the clan because it's too windy. Your quick thoughts on what was a good win? See, that's it. We got Blady getting beating the horn. But his big mark. God, his big mark. Exactly. Your thoughts on that much needed win and much needed bonus?
Absolutely, the perfect way to end basically the pool fixtures in the Champions Cup. If you hadn't won, basically it's going to be a very sad season for Connacht, despite the fact that improvements have been made year on year on year. So it is at least there's now an opportunity to say, actually, we've beaten a Bears team that was full of star players, internationals, all that sort of thing. It was done at home in front of a great audience. It was done on a night, obviously, which is very significant for Connacht rugby, given the fact that the stadium is now a stadium. It's no longer a sports ground.
No,
it is a Dexcom stadium. And so, all in all, it was like the perfect result, wasn't it, for the occasion that was in it, and given the fact that it was Pat Lam coming back and Kieran Marmee, and so it was, in that sense, it was a great result, and not just that, it was actually a good performance.
Were you still upset, Alan, that you lost your place?
No, because I managed to make my place available to myself by strategically moving a couple of pieces of rope and whatever, and I stood where I've always stood in the sports ground, and there was still plenty of room for all the VIPs who did try to talk to us a couple of times, because it was in our left ear was the normal clan stand, which was kind of loud and shouting and roaring, and in my right ear it wasn't quite so noisy.
Quite a bit more refined, perhaps?
That's one way of putting it, William. That's one way of putting it. Well, actually, one of the guys said, they're not sure what to shout. And I said, well, just tell them to shout offside every now and again, and come on, Ralph, and I think you'll be okay. So, but they did. The one thing I did notice, they did enjoy when we scored a try and the disco music come on, and a few of them started to move and shake their bodies. So I thought, okay, there you go. It's all about that's Dave's fault. That's Dave's. There's Mr. Taoiseach leaving the sports ground now as we finish our podcast.
Is Danny not going to get to say anything?
Okay, Danny, I'll leave you. I think you're more important than Taoiseach on this one. Your final thoughts on the game?
Look, got the job done, but it's keeping...
Step in there, cheering, and nearly knocked you over.
keeping our season alive.
It does keep the season alive. And I think we're going to finish it there because it's now getting very wet. Go on, Dave.
Happy birthday, Emma. I hope you enjoyed the shout out.
Yes, and I wonder if that we did manage to record her reaction to, because she doesn't go by McNamara. And she went, I've never been known as McNamara. I said, Emma, I just know you as Emma, and that's Emmett, and that's Munch, and that's Pete. I don't do the second names. So I hope you had a good birthday, Emma. Okay, I definitely need some time off to get my throat back and sorted.
Loose, cut it loose. Break out or nothing changes. Side